Hi, I'm Josiane Sauchuk, and today is a super cool video because in this video we're bringing you two new things, and one of them is just, oh, really amazing. So if you're curious, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video with everyone. Now, let's get to the video. Well, guys, so let's start talking and tell you what happened in our lives, right, Jack?
What will the news be?
A really cool piece of news that we were holding back from telling you until everything actually happened, right? And who is a real follower? You probably already noticed, because those who follow me here and on Instagram have already noticed. I've already received some messages asking, so what is it, I wonder? Some people have even said, "Oh, I think there's a baby on the way." No, it's not. No, I'm already telling you it's not. And what is it? Jack is
There are two news items Josie will share in this video, right? One of them may be the main one, or maybe it's not the main one. Anyway, the first news is the fact that now we are living here permanently on the farm.
Do you guys realize, everyone? Well, if you're a new follower, you should. You might not be understanding much because a lot of people think we were already living here on the farm, right? But it wasn't like that. We came during the pandemic. I think it was during the pandemic that we bought it.
We bought the farm in 2020, we started fixing it up, and then in 2020, around the middle of 2021, my job at Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística allowed us to work from home. Actually, everyone was kind of working from home during the peak of the pandemic back then. And after that, we had to go back to the city because work went back to being in person there, and it was impossible to go back and forth every day. They've enabled work from home again at Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística. I'm working there while also working on my Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística efetivo project for anyone wanting to study for Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística. We're doing some really interesting work there, preparing students who want to take the Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística exam. I hired several teachers online, everything is online, and I myself teach the technical knowledge classes. I've worked at Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística for nearly 10 years and have a side project, the Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística efetivo project. And at the same time, we're going to the city twice a week for the actual job, which now allows us to work a bit from here. And also by going to the city,
Yeah, guys. So after we bought the small farm during the pandemic, the idea wasn't to live here, but we bought it. We started doing things and we fell in love with this place. What happened was that the pandemic ended and we had to go back to the city again because Jack had to go back to work there. So we were kind of discouraged. We even posted a video here, right? Feeling down, but
we went because we had no choice. I coordinated the local census, so a census taker likely visited your home. In my region, I supervised 19 municipalities and coordinated nearly 300 temporary workers in person. Without my involvement, it wouldn't have been possible. This commitment was far more significant than simply not wanting to return to the city. We went back to the city. I stayed there. I fulfilled my mission of doing the census there. And now we're here in the countryside again, working from home, and Josie is working on the internet. We can also take better care of the farm now since the distance used to make it difficult.
it's really hard, guys, to be able to take care of it. A basic example, we even planted those little native trees over there and we were so happy about it. We made a video showing you and then we ran out of water for days here and the little trees just died because we weren't here so we couldn't take care of them, right? Every single day, and it's a lot, it's really a lot to do. And being here is different. It's a whole other life. We can take care of everything properly. And I even got a comment, Jack, once. I don't think I even told you about it. I think it was an older man who commented. He said, "Oh, you guys are young. You'll never go back to the farm. You're young. You like the city. And guys, we always wanted to come back here because over there in the city, we always rented, so we always invest here, right? Here is our own house.
There we paid rent, right? And maybe for people who were born in the countryside, who suffered in the countryside many years ago, because really in the past it was very hard to live in the countryside. Then they went to the city to find a better quality of life. They found running water, they found electricity easily, internet, everything. Going back to the countryside can be a step back, but for us who were born and raised in the city and then come to the countryside, the countryside nowadays is almost like an urban area, right? Because here we have internet, we have water, we have everything. So nowadays it's easier. Maybe in the past it was more complicated, but nowadays it's easier for us to come to the countryside. And so
It's not that we only like the countryside or only like the city. We like to experience both worlds and we live in both worlds. For many people think like this. Oh, going to live in the countryside, burying yourself out there in the woods, but it's not really like that. We live our daily life here at the farm. We do our work. We do everything properly, right? But when we want to, we go out, we go to the market anyway, we go to the city too, right? So even today, we're recording a video for you. And at the end of the day, we're going to Joasaba, to our friend's house, and we're going to sleep there to enjoy a little bit, and that's it. Then we come back here to the chakra and can enjoy life, right? An environment with fresh air, nature, that's it.
that's it, closer to.
And for
Why did we decide to leave the city for the countryside? Do you remember when we bought the chakra and our reasons? I'm going to share something we haven't discussed on the channel. We started looking first in the city of Joachaba, which is countryside, it's a small city and all that. But we couldn't find cheap land. We couldn't find cheap houses. We only found houses like on a slope, old houses. Renovating would cost 2 to 300,000 reais, which is very expensive in our city. I don't know how prices are where you live. Then, if you went a little farther out, you could find land for 50, 60,000, but it was far away. You'd need a car for everything and would have to build from scratch, right? It was just the land.
So we did some research, and there came a time when we said, you know what, let's just leave it because it's not meant to be. So we left it alone for a while. One time, while looking for land there, my dad had some free time and said, oh, I'd also like to have a little place and all. We said, no, we have some money saved up. Let's buy a piece of land for your dad, Josie. Jack was talking, it was the only money we had, and we thought, no, so let's take it, let's buy it. There in Canoinhas, which is the city he really likes. Let's build a little house for him there, all out of our own pocket, right? Let's try for him, and then everything's set, the money's ready to invest. We got to Canoinhas, and he said, oh, I already went to see the land. I didn't like it. We even thought it was strange, right? Because it was free, it was given to him. But anyway, he didn't like it, and I loved it because of that. Because later we watched a series, The Zazas. I didn't say the name wrong, did I? Then, while we were watching the series, we saw a wooden cabin appear in the show. And that day I turned to Jack and said, wow, imagine how cool it would be, right, Jack, if we had a place like that in the countryside, right? A forest and made of wood, how cool, but we just commented on it. And I went to sleep and had that dream, which my longtime followers already know about. I had a dream that I was walking, entering a countryside place, and I had never thought about living in the countryside. Like I never imagined that. And in the dream, I was entering a country road. And when we first passed through the city and started to see lots of houses and mansions like that, and Jack would say, "No, it's not cool. It's not cool." And I remember that I went into a really big house like that with a pool that was abandoned. And, it's sad. Then we entered my dream. We left the city and went onto a country road. And as we were walking along this country road, we were going uphill. A happiness that couldn't be contained, like it almost overflowed, from so much happiness, and it was crazy. Then, after we went in, we found a piece of land, and on that land, they said there was 100-year-old tree. I looked at the land, it was full of diamonds, a bunch of diamonds, and then the dream ended. And I told him as soon as I woke up. That day, I opened Facebook when I opened Facebook. A piece of land in the countryside in Piratuba for, I don't remember how much it was at the time, but it was cheap. And I said, let's see. And he agreed right away, and we came to check it out. When we got to the country road here in real life, for real, I started to get goosebumps. I said, Jack, what a beautiful place. What a place. I said, wow, the happiness I felt in the dream, I'm living it, Jack. I remember I got emotional like that. We came here to do, no, we came to see, to talk to the guy. There were already others talking there, but not us. We arrived just a little before. Then soon others came by to see the same land. I told the one who wanted to make a deal, I said, no, we've already bought it. I looked at the ones who also wanted to buy and said, no, we've already closed the deal. Then the guy even laughed and said, no, let's take it easy. But I said, no, we've already closed the deal. It's going to be ours. And I didn't even have the money in hand yet. But in the end, God blessed us, and here we are again, now to live here.
And before, do you remember a piece of land we went to see? I only used a piece of land in the countryside. Here it was a little closer to our city. We went there to the land. A very nice gentleman, right? And he showed us the land and was all happy, complimenting us. Anyway, I thought, wow, what a nice man, right? So many people coming. And then I think it was a Friday. And then I told him I would get back to him on Monday to see if it would work out or not. He said, no problem. So on Saturday and Sunday, I'll hold this land for you. Then on Monday, you give me the answer, okay? Monday, I sent him a message on WhatsApp saying, look, I think it was before Monday. Look, we decided not to go there, not to buy your land for some reason. I think it was because of some problem. No, I said something financial, like we can't buy it because it really was kind of expensive. Then he replied to me, no, no, you uncle, saying, uncle here, uncle, you actually, you should live in COAB. You don't have money. You're not saying anything and so on. It was just like that. So you made me lose the deal. No, I didn't make you lose any deal. I said I would give you an answer. You said you would wait, but I was even surprised by your reply here on WhatsApp.
The guy was really rude, and he was an older man like that.
An older man, and he seemed so nice to us. He called me,
He acted friendly when he thought he'd make the sale.
yeah, looking down on us as if putting us down. There are people who live in COAB as if it's like, oh, you have to live in COAB. So, and then I stayed. I went to reply to him, but when I replied, my message didn't go through anymore. He blocked me. So it's to see what we went through before, right? Then there was this situation with Josie's dream of coming to live here. So it's now we're here and we're not looking down on the people who were taking care of things either for us as caretakers here. It's just that really if we're not here, there are situations where you need your own input. For example, oh, a machine that's not working, the chainsaw isn't working properly, the brush cutter isn't working. I don't know, but as owners, we know the tricks of the trade.
It's a lot, guys. There's a lot to handle. It's really the owner's eye. You have to have it.
The little plant where the tool is,
Yeah, it's really a lot, and we're so happy. I'm going to answer something that I'm sure will come up. Questions about Isabel's school. How did you feel? When we had to go back to Joatsaba, Isa was sad. I remember she was really sad, but even so, she had friends there, right? And now to come back, it was the same thing. Actually, no, it wasn't the same thing because to come back, she was extremely happy. And it's really easy, right? The school here in the countryside, the bus stops right in front of the gate here, so it's super simple. There are just over 40 students in the whole school, and in her class, there are 6 students, or 7 including her. So, the care is something else, the education is different, the children are different, and so is the food. Isabel talks about the food, Mom. The food there is amazing, it's incredible, and the care is great.
it's very well done and it's something else in the city. I used to pick her up from school, and sometimes I'd hear things when I passed by. Maybe you can relate, man. I used to feel like taking those little kids, 10 or 11 years old, and pulling them aside. Look, like you said, because there are so many curse words, it's so much. I'm like, my God, I've never said a curse word in my life.
They normalize swearing.
I don't let Isabella. Isabella never swears either. She's never said a curse word. So I kept listening, thinking, my God, what am I exposing my daughter here, right? It was a regular public school. Nothing special, we're not above anyone. But whether public or private, you still hear a lot of nonsense from kids today. In the countryside, while I can't say issues don't exist since I'm not there daily, the care is much greater. The principal and teachers closely monitor and pay attention to everything they say.
Yeah, so guys, it's ours. We're really happy, to be able to being here taking care of the little animals, guys. I really wanted to come here to take care of Bob and the cats. Oh, it's something else to be here.
And the second piece of news,
What's the second piece of news? It's something new, guys, and I'm scared.
she's hesitant to share the news because it means making a public commitment.
Oh my god, I'm afraid I won't follow through.
It's been a week since she said she'd do this. So far,
Guys, like, listen, ladies.
no, not that it's not good for me. Don't get me wrong. You know how it is. It's women.
A bunch of women like this. I'm not managing. Because in the city, I had a workout routine. It was different because there I had a partnership with a gym. So, you know that I work with YouTube, I also work with Instagram. So, I had a 6 month partnership with the gym there. So, I had free access to the gym. I used to work out. Jack did too. I got the partnership together with him. So, here it's harder to go to the gym, right? I mean, going to the city every day. But what am I thinking of doing? I'm thinking about getting into a routine, improving, doing a dietary re education because I've just been eating junk food. And I'm thinking about recording a video every week for you, showing my workouts and my eating routine. Anyway, who knows, maybe I can inspire you too, and together, not just inspire, but also get some support from those who join me in this project. For myself, I need to lose 10 kilos. I've decided that I want to lose 10 kilos. And it's not just some crazy diet, okay? It's really about changing my eating habits, eating better. So, what do you think about the idea of, besides the regular vlog videos from Chakra, making a video with a routine of not just physical exercise, but
A routine showing the day, showing what you're eating, filming Miguel anyway, a vlog, but more focused on physical exercise.
what do you think? Not that I'm going to stop recording things about the chakra, not at all, but there will be, besides the chakra video, a video to help women or men who also want to lose weight.
Do exercises at home? I'm going to do them too since I'm not at 100%. I want and need to get better.
So, what do you think? Write down below in the comments who's going to start this project with me. And let's do it together, right? To try to motivate each other and be each other's motivation. So, yeah.
Because it's hard. The person who says they're 100% in shape, 100%, only a bodybuilder can say that, and even then.
I even posted it on Instagram, and there were some people who said they're satisfied with their weight. But there were a lot of people, really a lot of people saying they want to lose weight, eat better. So I think it's going to be a useful video, you know? I think it's going to be really cool.
So those are the updates, right? The first one, I think it's the main one, is that we, well, moved back to live here at the ranch for good. Now, we have no plans to leave here. I don't know how long we'll stay, but our idea is to stay here for the rest of our lives, right? If God allows, we'll stay. If God thinks the path is different, we'll go somewhere else. But for now, our idea is to stay here and transform this place in an unimaginable way for those who haven't seen it.
We always put God first, so whatever God allows for us, we'll follow, always keeping God in front. That's what matters, right?
The second is this fitness project where we'll try some rural fitness here. I'm already thinking about setting up a calisthenics gym outside with some logs out there. That helps you gain some muscle, right? Because I'm kind of skinny, I also need to work on that.
Right? I'm afraid to say I'll start, but it's because I'm just too lazy. I'm really not up for it.
But it's about health, right? We have to, besides improving our own health by exercising, we can also motivate the people who are watching, we can inspire them. Being in the countryside or lacking gym access doesn't mean you can't maintain good health and a fit body. The focus isn't on looks or aesthetics, it's about health. Even if your body is in shape, your body fat percentage is okay, and you're eating healthy, everything works out. Eating healthy in the countryside will be much easier now. In the city, it was all fast food and dining out before.
We used to order things at home, right? So it was much easier for you to go off the rails.
Here, it's more relaxed since people aren't coming from far away.
Yeah, guys. So, look, for those of you who follow us and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, because I saw in the stats, 76% of people watch the videos but still aren't subscribed. So, guys, help me out, subscribe, because we're on our way to 100,000 followers. I never imagined we would get this far, you know.
Guys, look,
I never focused on it. Sure, I want lots of followers, but look,
it's working out. On my YouTube channel, I have 115,000 subscribers focused on public service exams, focused on Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística. If you want to check it out, go there. It's about working at Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística, about having this geographic freedom that we have nowadays. Also, because this was only possible thanks to the new decisions regarding Instituto Brasileiro de Geografia e Estatística about public service, the Home Office assists everyone, including taxpayers who now pay lower taxes. Because now, with the government working from home, it has greatly reduced the tax burden, like paying rent and electricity.
so
More and more, it's a trend. So if you want to check it out, my channel will also be here in the card. I'll leave it here in the card, doing a little promotion.
Subscribe here and subscribe there too.
My channel has more subscribers but fewer views, while Josie's gets lots of views but few subscribers. I don't get why. So, here's a little lesson. If you've been watching until now and haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button. Let's help her reach 100,000 subscribers so she can get a plaque too.
Right, look, I've never really focused on this thing of, oh, I want to have a bunch of followers. No, guys, I'm pretty chill about that, but now it's really close, so I'm asking you just take a moment during the video, subscribe, leave a like, share, and really do subscribe.
Turn on notifications to get alerts for the next videos.
It's really important. Now, living on the farm, many people didn't subscribe thinking we don't live on a farm or like country life, but that's not true. We love this place, so go ahead and subscribe.
So that's it, right?
So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful news, and that's it. Leave a like, subscribe here if you haven't already. Please share the video with everyone. That's it. Big kiss. God bless you, and see you in the next video. Bye.